This warp storm could trap us here for a month or for a century. We cannot risk staying here. We must evacuate Tartarus before it arrives in 3 days' time.
The Imperial Guard and Holy Fleet can attend to the evacuation. The Blood Ravens have more pressing matters to contend with.
Such as?
I believe agents of chaos have taken strong root here.
I sense no taint here. Even so, were there a chaos presence on Tartarus, it is better we leave them here with the orcs than waste more lives fighting them. We could wish no worse fate for either of our enemies than to be trapped with the other. But we must leave here now.
That is a matter for my brothers and I to decide. We will use these 3 days to settle our affairs and satisfy our suspicions. Meanwhile, you have our transports to facilitate evacuation.
Colonel Brom, the captain and I must attend to matters of faith. If you would leave us, please.
But surely this involves me as a...
Forgive me for not being clear on the matter. I said please, when in fact I meant now.
This does involve him. You should have shown him a modicum of respect.
Captain, you uncovered extensive heresy on your home world. Cyrene, was it?
That has nothing to do with the events here on Tartarus.
But I believe they do. You requested the Inquisition undertake an exterminatus, the destruction of your planet's entire populace, which we obliged.
I still fail to see...
Captain, I am not questioning your loyalty, but I must wonder if your actions on Cyrene have not affected your judgment. Perhaps that was a poor choice of words. I merely fear that you might see chaos, but it does not exist. I ask that as a loyal subject of the Emperor, you serve the Imperium's interest before your own agenda.
Captain, that Inquisitor had no right to speak to you in such manner. But perhaps he is right. The coming storm will trap our enemies here, where they can consume one another.
And what if the forces of chaos escape the system before the storm? No. We will not use this freak occurrence as an excuse to avoid our enemies, or our responsibility. They are here for a reason, and we will discover that reason.
We are with you, brother Captain, as always.
The humans are coming your way in full force. You should hear their heavy feet long before you see them, and smell them long before that.
Orbital Command has indicated the dropship landed in this general proximity. We've discovered a path, Captain. It's obvious someone has been digging here.
Cut by orcs?
I've never seen an orc lend such a careful hand to a task.
If it wasn't orcs, then it must be the forces of chaos. We will follow this path and discover the truth behind what has transpired here. The sacred artifact will now be available to us. Construct it, and we will have access to powerful abilities. The enemy must be nearby.
Scouts ready.
Yes, Lord.
Scouts ready. Scouts ready.
Yes.
Marine squad deployed. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Fear not the Psyker.
Scouts ready. Scouts ready.
Yes, Lord.
Marine squad deployed.
Successful run initiated.
I am prepared.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Lord.
Scouts ready. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Yes. Yes.
Marine squad
Yes.
deployed.
Colonel Brom
On
taking
alert,
command.
brothers. The enemy must be nearby. For the Emperor. For the Emperor. For the Emperor.
Yes, Lord. Build
On
routine
alert,
7 to
brothers.
1 initiated.
The enemy must be nearby. For the Emperor. For the Emperor. For the Emperor. For the Emperor.
Yes, Lord.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Scouts ready.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Yes, Lord.
For the
On
Emperor!
alert,
7 to
brothers.
1
The enemy must be
initiated.
nearby. For the Emperor. For the Emperor. For the Emperor. My aim shall not falter. For the Emperor. For the Emperor. Orcs, attack! My aim shall not falter. Wait. They weren't attacking. They
The
were
Emperor
fleeing.
protects.
What could inspire fear in an orc?
Yes, Lord. As you wish. As
On
you
alert,
wish.
brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Take and hold. Take and hold.
Yes, Lord. As you wish.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
For the Emperor!
For the Emperor.
Yes, Lord. Build routine
On
7
alert,
to
brothers.
1 initiated.
The enemy must be nearby. Something is not right here. These orc bodies do not look like they were dispatched by Imperial hands.
Agreed.
We must proceed with caution. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Yes, Lord.
On alert, brothers. The enemy
Fear
must
not
be
the
nearby. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. On alert, brothers.
Yes, Lord.
The enemy must be nearby. For the Emperor. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. For the Emperor. For the Emperor. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. Eldar,
Perhaps we
my
were
aim
mistaken
shall
about the
not
presence of
falter.
the forces of chaos.
Be it Eldar or Chaos, my aim shall not falter. I will have answers either way. Press on. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Under fire.
My aim shall not falter. The enemy must be nearby. My aim shall not falter. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. For the Emperor. My aim shall not falter. My aim shall not falter. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Yes, Lord.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. My aim shall not falter. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Scouts ready. Yes, my lord.
Under fire.
Infiltrating enemy territory.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. For the Emperor. For the Emperor.
Yes, Lord. As you wish. As you wish. Build routine 721 initiated. Yes, Lord.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
For the
On
Emperor.
alert, brothers. The enemy must be
Scouts ready.
nearby.
Yes, my lord.
Yes, Lord.
Under fire.
As you wish. As you wish.
On alert, brothers.
Scouts ready.
The enemy must be nearby.
Yes, my lord.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Yes, Lord. As you wish. Build
On
routine
alert, brothers.
721
The enemy must be
initiated.
nearby.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Scouts ready. Yes, my lord. 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 Yes, my lord.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Yes, Lord. Build
On
routine
alert,
721
brothers.
initiated.
The enemy must be nearby.
Scouts ready. Yes, my
On
lord.
alert, brothers.
Scouts ready.
The enemy must be nearby. For the Emperor. Dark Reapers, fall back. We need Rhino transport tanks. They will allow us to get through unscathed and attack the Dark Reapers on those cliffs above.
Under fire.
For the Emperor. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. Rhino transports are now available. Build them at the machine cult.
Yes, Lord. As you wish. As you wish. Build routine 721 initiated.
Scouts ready.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Rhino transport deployed.
Build routine 721 initiated.
We carry the virtuous.
Yes,
Rhino
Lord.
transport deployed. Rhino here. We carry the virtuous.
Yes, Lord. Build routine 721 initiated.
Yes.
Embark.
Rhino here. Yes.
Rhino here.
I am prepared.
Rhino here.
Fear not the Psyker.
I am prepared.
Rhino here. Rhino here.
Yes, Lord.
Rhino transport deployed. We carry the virtuous. Rhino here.
Fear not the Psyker.
Rhino transport deployed. We carry the virtuous.
I am prepared. I am prepared.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Build routine 721 initiated.
Carry me to
Rhino
battle.
here.
Fear not the Psyker.
Rhino here.
Fear not the Psyker.
Marine squad deployed. Rhino here. We carry the virtuous.
Scouts ready. Yes, my lord.
Under fire. Rhino here. We carry the virtuous. Rhino here. Rhino here. Rhino here. Squad deployed. Rhino here.
Yes.
Rhino here. We carry the
Fear
virtuous.
not the Psyker.
Rhino here. Rhino here.
This is where I leave you. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Rhino here. We carry the virtuous. Rhino here. Rhino here. We carry the virtues. Rhino here. Rhino here.
Squad deployed.
I am prepared.
On alert, brothers. The enemy
Scouts
must be
ready.
nearby.
Rhino here.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Scouts ready. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
For the Emperor!
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. Be swift, on alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. Be swift, driver. Be swift, driver. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. Be swift, driver.
I am prepared.
Scouts ready. Yes, my lord.
I am prepared. I am prepared.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Rhino here. We carry the virtues.
Scouts ready.
Under fire!
Rhino here.
Squad
I
deployed.
am prepared.
Rhino here. Rhino
This
here.
is where I leave you. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Fear not the Psycho.
Rhino here. We carry the virtues.
Fear not the Psycho.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Scouts ready.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Squad deployed.
Yes.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Rhino here.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. For the Emperor.
Yes. The Emperor protects.
Rhino here. We carry the Rhino here. Rhino here. Rhino here.
On alert, brothers. The
Scouts
enemy
ready.
must be nearby. On alert, brothers.
Under fire.
The enemy must be nearby.
Scouts ready.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. My aim shall not falter.
Scouts ready.
Yes, Lord.
On alert,
Pilgrim
brothers.
71
The enemy must be nearby. For the Emperor. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. My aim shall not falter. My aim shall not falter. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. For the Emperor.
Defending
For
objective.
the Emperor. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Yes, my lord.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. On On alert, brothers.
Yes, my lord.
The enemy must be nearby.
Yes, Lord.
I have awoken.
Build routine 721 initiated. Yes, Lord. As you wish. Yes, Lord. As you wish. Build
On
routine
alert, brothers.
721
The enemy must be
initiated.
nearby. Be swift, driver. On alert, brothers.
Scouts
The enemy
ready.
must be nearby.
Yes, my lord.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
We carry the virtues.
Faith is eternal.
For the Emperor.
I have awoken.
Yes, my lord.
Faith is eternal. To me, my
On alert,
brothers.
brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Scouts ready. Yes, my lord.
Yes.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Yes, Lord.
I have awoken. Faith is eternal. To me, my brothers.
Rhino here. Rhino here. We carry the virtues. We carry the virtues. Rhino here. We carry the virtues.
Scouts ready.
Faith is eternal. To me, my brothers.
On alert, brothers. The enemy
not
must
the
be
psycho.
nearby.
Through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation.
Yes, Lord. Build
On
routine
alert, brothers.
721
The enemy must be
initiated.
nearby.
Scouts ready. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Yes.
Faith is eternal. Faith is eternal. To me, my brothers. To me, my brothers.
Yes, my lord.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be
Faith
nearby.
is eternal. Faith is eternal. To me, my brothers. Faith is eternal. Faith is eternal. Faith is eternal. To me, my brothers.
Fear not the psycho.
Faith is eternal. Faith is eternal. Faith is eternal.
Through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation.
Scouts ready.
Faith is eternal. Faith is eternal.
Through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation. Through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation.
Charge! Faith is eternal. Charge! Charge! Charge!
Scouts ready. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Faith is eternal.
Scouts ready. Yes, my lord.
Faith is eternal.
Scouts ready.
Faith is eternal.
Scouts ready.
Faith is eternal.
Scouts ready.
Faith is eternal.
Through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation.
Yes, Lord. Build routine 721 initiated.
Faith is eternal.
Through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation.
Under fire!
Through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation.
Charge!
Through the destruction of our enemies
Defending
do we
objective.
earn our salvation. Through the destruction of our enemies
At least
do
we know
earn
that the
our
orcs and
salvation.
Eldar are not in league together.
When one enemy attacks Through the another, it destruction does of not our mean enemies they aren't do in we league, earn our salvation. just that they are living up to their lack of honor.
And those who lack honor deserve death.
Charge! Charge!
Apothecaries are standing by to
Through
tend
the
to our
destruction
wounded.
of our enemies
Build
do we
them
earn
at the
our
sacred
salvation.
artifact.
Charge! Charge!
Through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation. Through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation.
The Emperor protects. Returning to duty.
Through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation. Through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation.
Faith is eternal. Faith is eternal. Faith is eternal.
Through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation.
Scouts ready.
Yes, Lord. Build routine 721 initiated.
Faith is eternal.
Through the destruction of our enemies do we
What is
earn our
your will?
salvation.
Under fire! Faith is eternal.
Through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation.
Faith is eternal. Faith is eternal.
Take and hold.
Yes, Lord. Build routine 721 initiated.
Scouts ready. Defending objective. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Faith is eternal.
Scouts ready.
For the Emperor!
Faith is eternal.
Through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation.
Yes, Lord. Build routine 721 initiated.
Scouts ready.
Yes, Lord. Build routine 721 initiated.
Scouts ready. Yes, my lord.
Faith is eternal.
Scouts ready.
Faith is eternal.
Charge!
Scouts ready.
Faith is eternal.
Scouts ready.
Faith is
Under
eternal.
fire!
Charge!
Faith is eternal.
Charge! Charge!
Faith is eternal.
Through the destruction of our enemies,
ready.
we earn our salvation.
Establishing a secondary base near this location will give us a forward position with which to engage the enemy.
Scouts ready.
Rally squad!
Charge!
Through the destruction of our
Scouts ready.
Faith is eternal.
Scouts ready.
Yes, Lord. Build routine 721 initiated.
Scouts ready. Yes, my lord. Scouts ready.
Yes, Lord.
Apothecary ready. Apothecary ready.
Build routine 721
Faith is
initiated.
eternal.
Yes, scouts ready.
Apothecary ready.
Yes, my lord.
Apothecary ready.
Faith is eternal.
Yes, Lord.
Faith is eternal.
Scouts ready. Yes, my lord.
Faith is eternal.
Through the destruction of our
Scouts
enemies,
ready.
we earn
Scouts
our
ready.
salvation.
Yes,
Under
my lord.
fire!
Charge!
Faith is eternal.
Scouts ready.
Faith is eternal.
Scouts ready.
Faith is eternal.
Scouts ready.
Faith is eternal.
Charge!
Scouts ready. Scouts ready. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Faith is eternal.
Charge!
Faith is eternal.
Scouts ready. Scouts ready.
Under fire!
Yes, my lord.
Faith is eternal.
Charge! Charge!
Through the destruction of our enemies, do we earn our salvation. Through the destruction of our enemies, do we earn our salvation.
Charge!
Through the destruction of our enemies, do we earn our salvation. Through the destruction of our enemies, do we earn our salvation.
Charge! Charge! Charge!
Scouts ready.
Faith is eternal.
Through the destruction of our enemies, do we earn
Scouts
our
ready.
salvation.
Scouts ready.
Faith is eternal.
Scouts ready.
Faith is eternal.
Through the destruction of our
Scouts
enemies,
ready.
do we earn our salvation.
Scouts ready.
So the good Inquisitor senses no chaos here. How fortunate for the Imperium that such keen-eyed eagles stand vigil over her gates.
What dark crafts have these Eldar invoked?
None. At least not here. The servants of chaos sacrificed this poor guardsman themselves.
To what end, Isador?
I know not. I believe the altar is a marker, a waypoint in a map that leads elsewhere. Someone defaced many portions of text. Regardless of what chaos seeks here, the altar requires a sacrifice of blood, or more likely, a life.
Brother Isador, you have an hour to study the altar. Document everything as is our tradition. Then burn it, lest its taint infect us all.
But Gabriel, there is much to learn from here. We should not be too eager to...
Learn what? Chaos does not teach. It misleads and it betrays. There is nothing to learn here, save for our next course. These transports have been damaged somehow. Make the repairs, and be quick.
Well, Brother Isador, what betrayal have you wrought? Disabling your own vehicles? Harboring artifacts despite your good captain's instructions?
Gabriel does not understand. He does not appreciate the significance of this.
Oh, but I do.
Quiet, heretic. Once I find what you seek, I will use it against you for the glory of the Emperor and my brothers.
You wish to deal me a harsh blow, to prove your strength and worth. Well, then come to me. I wait at Mount Korath.
Have no fear, sorcerer. I will be there.
Under the orders of Inquisitor Toth, the citizens of Tartarus have begun a mass exodus of the planet. Such an action can lead to disaster in the best of situations. But the reports reaching my ears are ones of planet-wide hysteria as the population makes its pilgrimage to the two main spaceports. Convoys of transports and civilians on foot are being plagued by attacks from Orc forces. Stretched thin, the Imperial Guard is barely keeping order in the major population centers, sacrificing their lives long enough to hold back the green tide of the Orcs. They are truly warriors of the Emperor. I wish for nothing more than to be able to join them in this noble cause. But I cannot deny my duty any more than they can deny theirs. We have found proof that the forces of chaos are operating on the planet of Tartarus. Isador has found evidence on the blasphemous altar that indicates they may be headed towards Mount Korath, an old mountain located dangerously close to an area of heavy Orc activity. I have requested a regiment of Imperial Guard from Colonel Brom to help cover our approach. I regret asking when the Colonel's forces are already stretched to the breaking point, but there are greater things at stake now.